Hello everybody, welcome into the HobbyBarr. This is Jason, and welcome. Today, we'll be going through and getting these Vanguard-Raptors ready for their basing. So, here we are going to use some Citadel Contrast Paint Snakebite Leather just to get the little folds on their belts. It's basically all that I really wanted to make leather on them. Kind of wanted to keep relatively straightforward. So, after painting this stuff on, basically just a little tiny fold that goes around their waist, because I also wanted a bit of a gold belt going around over it, because it looks like there's two layers to the belt, like a cloth fabric kind of bit, and what could be another leather bit. So I figured the belt that's on top of this layer that I'm painting leather could be metal, and I don't really want it to be as polished as the rest, so I'm gonna keep it simple and just keep moving on. But with that, we'll go ahead and carry on here, doing the contrast paint on all three of these guys' belts, and after this, we will move on to some red for their crests. Get those done up. Catch y'all in a little while. Alright, so we're gonna pick up with Citadel Khorne Red. It's a base paint. Mine's a little old though, so I'm trying to knock it a little loose and shake it around, get it mixed up. And noticed it's a bit gloopy. So what I decided to do was take a bit of Citadel Lamian Medium and mix that in, which you'll see me using a dropper bottle for that. Normally it comes in a normal Citadel pot. I did pick up some eyedroppers and pour it in there, get it in there. Oh, I also did get to cut off the label on it and stick it onto the dropper bottle, which I couldn't do for the contrast medium, which you'll also see me use later. Because the contrast medium still has some paint in it, and I don't want to get that confused with what they call Storm Shield, which is a matte varnish. So, here we go, you'll see me open it up and get some of that Lamian medium in this little tiny dropper bottle. So going in there. And this way I can try to keep the paint alive for a little while longer. This kind of sucks a little bit. But yeah. Besides that, we'll then go on to getting some of the paint onto the palette, like normal, with a bit of the War Paint mixing medium from Army Painter, just to keep it flowing well. And we'll get these crests all done up in the dark red. Alright. After that, we will move on to shading it, I believe. Yeah, shading it. And then we will highlight it and make it look nice. We're ready to go. Alright, let's get y'all in a little bit. Alright, now we're going to move on to adding some Army Painter red tone onto this red that we just added on there. Deciding to go for red tone from Army Painter instead of like Flesh Watt or Reichland Flesh Shade or something from Citadel, just because I want to give it more of a shot. Get used to using these dropper bottles and all that, even though I should go through and get rid of all of the shade paint that I have by using that up from Citadel before it all spills around in the project box. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get this done up on all three of these guys now, and shortly we'll go ahead and get them highlighted and starting to look real nice. Catch y'all in a little bit. Get some Citadel Evil Sunz Scarlet paint going, and we'll use that to start picking out and highlighting some of these individual strands on these guys. Really just start to highlight the hair, these crest hair things, and get them going. Also going to add some of the more paint mixing medium again. Really enjoying adding it. It definitely seems to help the paint flow a little better and not be as thick or as runny quite as much as just adding water. Like, it's a little easier to get the get everything going just as it should. So I'm enjoying adding it. Anyway, go ahead and highlight up these crests, and I'll get you all in a little bit again. Alright, now we're gonna add in some Citadel Wild Rider Red. It's a fairly bright red, borderline orange, I would say. And to that, we're gonna add in good old mixing media from Army Painter. And yeah, we'll just keep on keeping on. Highlight up this hair another level for certain parts, pick them out a little better. And with that, their hair will be done. After this, we'll go ahead and bust out the dry brush and try to dry brush some of their little tabbardy bits. Get those things nice and lightened up a bit, because after the soft tone, I noticed it was relatively close to the stone color on some of them. So I wanna bring it back up to sort of a dirty linen look kind of a thing. So we'll dry brush on some Terminatus Stone, and that'll be good here after we do this Wild Rider Red. Alright, so I'll catch y'all in a little bit. Dry brushing on now with the old Citadel Terminatus Stone. It's sort of a dried, dusty stone color. So I want to use it instead of a harsh, sharp white to get that, show that sort of dirty linen look. Still not quite used to dry brushing with this setup because it tends to shake the table whenever you dry brush. At least that's the way I've noticed. So, camera's shaking around. I do apologize for that. Did my best here with this small dry brush to keep it on the plastic bits, but it kinda still will get around onto things, and in the middle of doing this on one of them, I will definitely see a bit of excess going onto the belt. Try to fix that, but it's fine. It kind of looks like a highlight on the belt, so I spend a bit of time trying to play with that, and then I just forget it, move on. But with that, we will go ahead and continue doing this. I believe something happened with the recording, during this. Maybe the battery ran out, I can't quite remember, because it'll just sort of run out here in a bit, and yeah, I'll make an editor note basically on screen, and we'll move on to going to Retributor Armour on the belts of these gents, and the ammo packs, so catch up with y'all in a little while for that. Retributor Armour. Yep. Just gonna dive straight into adding it to the palette and adding on the mixing medium. We'll get to work with getting it onto these gents' belts and little ammo pouch bits hanging off their waist. The process shouldn't take too long. Go ahead and get this knocked out on all of them. It's a little bit tedious because I kind of have to be a little more accurate with the brush when doing the ammo pack, since it's close to their legs, and also I already did the leather bit around their waist, so I kind of have to be careful of that. But besides that, just go around their waist, the waist of these guys with the gold, get the emblem on the front of their belts, which is a little like eagle head, and then get the ammo pouch done up that's on their waist. And we'll move on from there for a little light effect. And that little light effect will be adding a little very subtle glow around their eyes. And yeah, we'll be going over that here a little bit later, using some Nighthaunt Gloom for that. Catch up with y'all in a little while. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and use some of this Citadel Nighthaunt Gloom on these gents. It is a technical paint that came out with the ghosty use for Age of Sigmar. I decided to add a little bit of contrast medium that I put into a dropper bottle into it, just to help it try to reach some of the recesses a bit better and keep it going. Though, in a way, Nighthaunt Gloom works similar to a contrast paint. It came out before them. And we'll go ahead and put this just around the eye portions, like around the eye socket on their faces. So I wanted to do this just to sort of give the effect of them sort of waking up. And with the Melusai that I showed last episode towards the end, they have a similar glow around their eyes, so I figured this can tie these guys in with the army a bit better. That's why I wanted to go ahead and do that. Get this knocked out, and we'll go the outro, or last call if you will, and see you in a few. Thank you all very much for watching today. I know it was a lot of footage to cut through, and I sped it up a bit more than usual to try to keep the duration down for you all. Still trying to keep it relatively the vibe of a stream, just offline stream. You can watch whenever you want, in case there's not a streamer available when you're watching, and keep the vibes chill. But for today's last call, just wanted to thank you all for watching again. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. We may address them next episode if they're questions, or we can discuss it in the comments. And, yeah. Go ahead and close up shop for the day. Y'all have a good one. Take care.